guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm really excited to do this review because I've been wanting to do it for a little while and I haven't had the time, and now I have the time. So we are going to be talking about Rihanna's new line, Fenty Beauty. It's at Sephora. It's wonderful. I love it. And I want to go into depth a little bit about why I love the brand and all of that good stuff. Alright, so let's get started with, obviously the most well-known feature of the line, the foundations. There are, I think, 40 different foundations. They have a wonderful array of different shades, going from super fair to very dark. I love them. Also, I'm really sorry if there's a bunch of noise outside. The yard people are here and they're like all up in my window right now. So they're just really loud, and it is what it is. I don't know if you guys can hear this, but it's like super loud to me. Anyway, we're just gonna talk a little bit louder and maybe no one will hear. Anyway, so this foundation is wonderful. I really like it. There's a couple things that are a little odd, I guess-ish about it. It is a matte foundation, and when it dries really fast. It blends beautifully. I suggest using a brush over a beauty blender to apply it. I'm a big fan of beauty blenders. I use them for pretty much all my foundations, and I have 14 or 15 different foundations. I have a lot of foundation. But what I've been applying it with is my pure oval brush. I love this brush. It's wonderful. I've tried the Artis ones or whatever, however you say it. They're great. They're really great. But not everybody has that much money to drop on a foundation brush. Yeah, they're really expensive. But I got this one for free, so it's really nice and I really like it. I know Real Techniques just dropped their oval brushes too, so that might be good. I haven't given them a go, so I don't really know. But this foundation dries really fast, so I would suggest using a brush so you can apply it a lot faster over a beauty blender, which takes a little bit more time. But it blends really well. It dries really well. I don't have to set it with any powder, which is nice, because on the days where I don't want to wear a ton of foundation but still have good coverage, this is my go-to. It's wonderful. I love it. It does dry down a little bit darker, so I would suggest going about a shade lighter than you usually would do. It doesn't dry down that much darker. I totally could have gotten away with using the shade that I originally was going to buy online, but I'm glad that I went in the store to pick out the actual one that matched a little better. I use 160. I originally was going to go with 180. And it was just, it's a little darker than what I would usually pick out for myself, like if I put it on my skin, but it wasn't too bad. I could definitely have gotten away with using 180 and it would have been fine, no issue whatsoever. So I love this foundation. It's very matte, so if you have dry skin, I'm not sure I would recommend it for you. Maybe you could probably do it up with like a nice beauty oil, or just by moisturizing really heavily. Like if you moisturize really well with your dry skin, you could probably get away with using this, but I would definitely suggest it more for normal to oily skin as opposed to dry skin. So there's that. But honestly, this is a really nice formula. It works really good for my skin. As you guys know, I am much more on the oily side, so any kind of matte foundation I am all for. I had been using the Immaculate by Hourglass forever, and it's a great foundation, but it is really freaking expensive. It's almost 60 bucks, like 55 bucks or something. And it's really matte. It's a wonderful foundation, don't get me wrong. It is a beautiful formula, but it's really expensive. I mean, it's a lot of money for just one foundation. So this has pretty much been my go-to. I've been using this almost exclusively since I got it. I've kind of been playing around with the different formulas, mixing my different foundations to see if I like something a little bit better. I have an F-load of foundation, so I like to mix and match and see what works best what day. If my skin's a little bit on the drier side, I have a different one, yada yada. Alright, moving on to the matchsticks, which I really like and I didn't think I was gonna like and I didn't want to buy them, and then I went to the store and I tried them and they're beautiful and I love them. So I got the Matchstick Trio. I got the lightest color because I'm very fair. So I will tell you a little bit about these. There is a highlight, like an actual highlighter, a highlighting color, and then a contour color. So the highlight color that I have is Linen. I used it under my eyes today. I really like it. It's pretty creamy despite the fact of it being a little bit more of a drier formula, which is good for me because if I use like a very like creamy under eye concealer, it creases really bad for me. I have one from Pure, which I love the color for, and I totally recommend it for those who have dry skin, especially under their eyes. It's beautiful for dry skin, but it creases a little bit too much on me, so I kind of mix and match. I'll use this and that kind of combined, but I just used this today so I can show you what just it looks like. So this is Linen, and that is that color. So it's a pretty fair color. It works really well for me. I have been kind of just blending it out either with my fingers or with a beauty blender. I have a silicone beauty blender. I would show you it, but it's like really dirty right now. I think it's called the Eevee blender. Yeah, the Eevee blender, and it works really, really well for me. I've been using that pretty much for concealer under my eye for like, oh gosh, like ever since I got it. Because it doesn't work well to apply foundation to the rest of your face, but it works really well for concealer under the eye. So, just so you guys know. So that is Linen, and that is the like concealer-y highlight color. The next one I'm going to talk about is Amber, and this is the contour color. It's a little cooler and a little lighter than what I would normally have bought for myself for a contour color. I've used it today on my forehead, my nose, my cheeks. So I wanted to show you guys what it looked like when you wore it. So this is a little bit cooler and a little bit lighter of a color than I normally would buy for myself. I like a more dramatic contour, so I didn't think I would like it very much. But it's really nice for an everyday contour when you don't want something super harsh and super well defined. If you're going out, obviously you can just layer it with a little bit of powder. It wouldn't be the end of the world. That's what I usually have been doing. But it's a beautiful kind of like everyday go-to contour for something that just kind of carves your face out, but it's not super, super dramatic. I like it more than I anticipated. I only got the trio because the deal for the price of them was way better than buying 3 individual ones. Because individually, these are what, $25 I think? I think the matchsticks are $25. And to get 3 of them, it was like $54 or $56. So basically, it's like getting one of them for free. So honestly, it was a better deal to buy the trio than it was for me to buy them individually. Alright, and moving on to my favorite part. This is the highlight, and it's beautiful. I have it on right now. It is stunning. So this is Starstruck, and it is so blinding. I don't even think that the camera can pick up how like pretty this is. It's beautiful, and it blends like a freaking dream. I can blend this out with my fingers, and it's beautiful. I absolutely love this highlight. I didn't think I was gonna like it as much as I do, but it's really, really pretty, and it wears so well. I have one complaint. I was gonna buy the lilac one. I think it's called Unicorn or Confetti. I was either gonna buy Unicorn or Confetti. I tried both of them. They're very chunky. I did not like either of those colors. The glitter was it was not pretty. It didn't blend well. The pigment just wasn't there unless you sit there and kind of just work and work and work and add and add and add. And I wasn't about that life. Beautiful colors, don't get me wrong, but the formula for those 2 particular ones was not very good. The glitter pieces are very thick and chunky, and it wasn't pretty. It didn't blend very well, and I was not impressed with either of those, so I'm very glad I went with this. And Starstruck is a beautiful color for everyday wear. I'm really glad that I got it. It's so pretty. But I really, really like this brand. I'm excited to see what else she comes out with. I've tried the highlighters. My favorite one was the lightest color of the highlight duo, the one that had the 2 different pans. That was my favorite one. What was the other one? What was it? Gold Digger, I think is the brand. Or is it Trophy Wife? I think it might be Trophy Wife's the actual name. It's the one that's really, really yellow. It was way too yellow for me. It's a beautiful color. Oh my gosh, the pigment is stunning. It's beautiful, but it does not look good on me. It looked really yellow. It would look so beautiful on anyone darker than me. So if you're darker than me, definitely check it out because it would be a really good color for you. It just is a little too yellow for me, but it is absolutely beautiful. The white gold one, it didn't have a lot of pigment, but then again, and I will say this, I was in the store, it was the first day it came out, there's a lot of fingers all up in that pan. There were a lot of people putting their greasy little fingers inside all of the pans of makeup. So that definitely could change the formula of how any of these felt. It could change the formula of the 2 highlighting matchsticks that I didn't like. It could change the formula of the powder highlights that I tried and I liked or didn't like. But I want to definitely preface that because obviously that's going to change the pigment. But the pigment of the white gold one was just not very good. But like I said, there could have just been a lot of finger oils all up in that. And that definitely can mess with how a color looks. So, oh, one more thing. I want to talk about the lip gloss that she came out with. It's beautiful. It's very flattering on pretty much every single skin tone. It's gorgeous. I'm not a huge lip gloss person per se, so I didn't pick it up, but it is very pretty. I might get it eventually. I don't know. We'll see. But it is very, very pretty, and I definitely would recommend it for literally any skin tone. It's gorgeous. It's so flattering. But that's really about it, guys. I just wanted to talk a little bit and share my review on these products because I know it's kind of been, what's the right word? I know there's a lot of hype surrounding this brand and I didn't want to fall into it, but I wanted to try these things. I wanted to give an honest review. So that's that. Really, I do love this brand. I have no complaints, really. I mean, the foundation... My recording messed up. That means I talk too long. It is what it is. But I really like this brand and I'm really excited about it and I look forward to seeing what else happens. So yeah, that's it. If you guys have any questions, please leave them down in the comments. I will be sure to answer them. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for a little bit.